Thank you very much, and welcome to the mid-year meeting. I have been getting some good reports out in the hall from a lot of my old friends who've been here. I've just come from a very, very interesting lunch hosted by Judith Rodin and the Rockefeller Foundation to talk about resilience in cities. And we have a couple of announcements to make, and then we'll get right into the panel. I'd like to begin by saying that this December we're going to have CGI in Latin America, in Rio. And I think it's really important for us now to resume the practice we had begun before Hillary became Secretary of State of trying to hold CGI at least one other country every year, because there are people who want to be part of civil society, want to be part of this movement, and cannot come to New York during the opening of the United Nations. So we're going to go back and to amplify that announcement and why we're going to do it and what we're going to do there. I would like to invite to join me here. I'd like to invite Hillary to come out and talk a little about what she's doing. And I'd like to invite Eduardo Paes, the mayor of Rio, who has been a great partner and a great host, to come out and talk a little about what we're going to do in December. And I hope they're there, because I told them I wasn't going to talk long. Here they come.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am absolutely delighted to be here at this CGI Mid-Year Meeting. It's my first as a private citizen, and to learn about all of the exciting projects and partnerships that are underway around our country and indeed around the world, and partnerships that bring together entrepreneurs, activists, government officials, people at every level who are committed to solving problems. That's really why Bill started CGI, to bring people together, not just to talk about problems, as important as that is, but to work together and make commitments to solving them. And I think that's really a model for progress in the 21st century. I want to, in addition to the great pleasure of being here, just to acknowledge that we have in the audience the mayors of Buenos Aires, Mexico City, Rotterdam, and San Francisco. I'll be introducing the mayor of Rio in a minute, and of course you'll hear shortly on the panel from our great mayor here in New York City, Mayor Bloomberg. But what I want to just say a few words about is the excitement that we feel on behalf of CGI and the Clinton Foundation, that we're going to be taking CGI to Latin America this December. I often talk about the power of proximity because I think all too often people might miss what is right nearby, literally next door or within a short distance away. And certainly for me, the relationship between the United States and North America with our friends and partners in Latin America is both powerful and proximate. More than 40% of U.S. exports go to Latin America. That happens to be 3 times as much as what we export to China. A lot of people may not realize that, but I hope more and more do, because in addition to our export relationship, Latin America now accounts for more than half of our energy imports. So our historic and deepening interdependence is of singular importance to our country. And it's particularly appropriate that Rio will be hosting CGI, because Brazil has emerged as a real leader, not only regionally, which of course it is, but globally as well. And so for me, it's a pleasure to be able to join in the excitement of going to Brazil, going to CGI in Latin America at the end of this year, and trying to really enhance the spirit of cooperation that will lead to greater innovation, empowerment, and opportunity. So I want to thank Mayor Paes for agreeing to host us there and for being here today. Of course, he does have a few other things to worry about, like the World Cup and the Olympics, but I'm sure that CGI Latin America will be the best preparation you could get, Mayor, for having great success in those two events as well. Please welcome Mayor Paes from Rio.
Thank you, President Clinton, Madam Secretary, and all guests present here. I said that my speech was going to be very big, so President Clinton told me not to speak too much. Otherwise, I would remember like some Latin style like Castro, you know, when they speak too much. So don't worry. It's going to be a Latin American, but I'm not going to be a typical Latin American politician when we speak too much. But I'm very proud to be part of the CGI community, which I consider one of most efficient initiatives to promote social and environmental transformation in the world. Its commitments have made improvements for many people in all regions of the planet. As the President mentioned, this is an exciting time for Brazil and Latin America at large. As the region grows strongly, we must turn to development and prosperity for all. We are focused on improving the livelihoods of our citizens while strengthening our relevance in the global economy. We have no time to lose in facing the world's main challenges. We have no time to lose in mitigating climate change, in making our cities more integrated, more resilient, in making the lives of every citizen, and we really mean that, much better. The future of the planet is in the cities, and that is why we have Mayor Bloomberg and the C40 mayors joining us here today. The sustainable development we look for will happen more intensely in an urban environment. Emerging countries will become more urban over the next years, and by 2050, Latin America will be the most urbanized continent in the world, according to the United Nations. Rio is a special place that represents the sense of this global challenge, and President Clinton envisions that and in bringing this great community to help calling and taking action in Latin America, it is a real opportunity for government, business, and civil society to work together on solutions for the region in the social, economic, and environmental aspects. In Rio, we are taking advantage of this great economic moment to promote a real transformation in people's lives. Big events as the World Cup and the Olympics are fantastic opportunities of meeting long-term challenges. Security, mobility, and adequate housing are some important issues we are building solutions for. Mr. President, Madam Secretary, in Rio de Janeiro, we are calling and taking action. The most important thing for both of us is the legacy, for the three of us, is the legacy and what comes next. President Clinton and I ask you to amplify the power of that call. I look forward to host you in Rio to firm commitments to build a greater Rio, a greater Brazil, and a greater Latin America. I welcome you all in December in our fantastic city. Thank you very much.